Hello, hello, my friends. Everything is broken,
Oh
and now it
no!
is
Hello.
fixed. Welcome to tonight's
Is
episode
what?
of The Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Tonight, our lore speakers do some stuff. But before we do some stuff, announcements. Number one, after running 7 games of Pathfinder over the last 4 days, I still have a voice. Emily,
Yay!
unfortunately, has fallen to the con crud,
Oh,
Feel better.
but
Suckies.
we got here. We're through it. We even streamed some Final Fantasy last night. If you want to go watch me and Sarah have some fun times doing some Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and fishing content. And
I
this
fished a lot.
fished a lot. And this Tuesday, it's tomorrow for our Final Fantasy stream. I'll probably be finishing off Shadowbringers because I'm at that dungeon, Sarah.
Oh
Yep, so I'm at
yeah!
the next dungeon now, so we can probably get that done and have some good times. But other good times, I have a physical copy of the War of the Immortals now, and that's very exciting to me. Animus class
Yee.
is amazing. Go check it out. But other announcements that are pertinent to the channel. Wednesday night, Wild Ambition, Pathfinder 2e, a little bit of Starfinder in it, just, sprinkle. Just a little bit. A Wild Ambition show. Join our party as they continue to, attempt to prevent the glorious Queen's ascension.
Hooray! What?
Maybe. Who knows? Or maybe
Who
we'll
knows?
die. Either
Maybe
way,
they'll
it'll be
die.
fun for you guys to watch.
Yeah. Then on Thursday we're off because I'm running PFS at Amusing Games. Come and join us this week for I don't actually remember what we're running this week. I prep them usually on Tuesday nights after the Final Fantasy stream. But we also have the rest of the schedule up for the next 2 months. I believe will probably be up tomorrow or the day after. And what do you have to look forward to if you're in Winnipeg? Well, you have the Crashing Waves. That's scenarios 2-06. We have 610 Once in Whispers. That's one of the new scenarios. We have 201 Citadel of Corruption. I think it's a higher level one this week. We have 3-6 The Fanciful March of Urwal. That one is all about a group of leshies. You get to assist a group of leshies traveling through a forest. And it's really cute. It's adorable. Then we have 121 Mistress of the Maze on March 6th. Once we're done that one, I'll have run every scenario in Season 1, which I think is pretty cool. Then we have 223 Agent's Obligation, 5-08 Protecting the Firelight, and All That Glitters 6-13, the newest scenario at the time of March 27th, the day after it's released. And then when we get into April, we're doing our first 9 to 12 in Muse. So we have enough people with 9th level characters to have a legal game, and we're going to do a level 9 to 12 scenario, which is going to be wild. But that's that schedule. Then on Friday this week, the Astral Calling. We left things off on a bit of a cliffhanger last week, and things are just going to get crazier. Have I accidentally made a paradox? Probably. Is it maybe okay? Who knows? We'll figure it out on stream. I think I may have accidentally made a paradox, but it's fine. Everyone makes a little paradox every now and then when they deal with time shenanigans. Speaking of shenanigans, on Saturday, the Tabletop Bros doing something once we know who we all have. Then on Sunday, Cozy Co-op, Stardew Valley, Will, Sarah, Emily, assuming Emily is good to go at that point. But on Monday nights, the Strength of Thousands AP, the show you're watching right now. Why are you watching the show? Well, I think it's because we have one of the best Adventure Path GMs on the internet. That's right, it's Matthew Urban tonight running our game, and I will now hand things off to him.
cite your sources. Hello, everyone. Yes, we're here to play the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path with this group that I have come to call the best and the brightest. Because I couldn't think of any other teacher sort of based names for an adventuring party that wouldn't sound like after school specially. So, yeah. But we have followed these seekers of knowledge, these students of the world, so to speak, from actual students to junior teachers to lauded and storied, almost potential new magic warriors of the Magambia, the premier
Ah.
magic academy in all of Galeria. And I wouldn't have it with any other group. But speaking of this group, we've got quite a cast with us, as always. And tonight, who should we begin with? McKenna, because they're seemingly making eye contact with me almost sort of through the camera. Please introduce yourself, your character, and if you could add a funky little archetype to a role-playing game, like not even a full class, but like sort of like an archetype or like a subclass, what would it be? No, you don't have to go too in depth, just a funky little thing.
Fascinating. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is McKenna Ray Tynan. McKenna Ray Art on all of the places. And tonight I am playing Avi, our Nick Terra Witch, as well as her familiar Agate. Before I answer Matt's very fun question, I have a little charity drive to plug. We're so close to our goal of 3K. This charity drive is just about to end. And we are about $41 away from our final goal, which would be very
that's
cool.
really close.
Yeah, I know. It's $1 more than my first tier of art. But I don't have commissions open very often. So if you guys want an easy one and done commission, this would be the place to do it. All of the money goes to Medicine Sans Frontiers or Doctors Without Borders to help with relief efforts in Gaza. So it's going to a good cause. And I'm really excited to have been a part of it. Anyway, and as far as Matt's question is concerned, what kind of archetype would I like? I think it would be very cool to have, maybe this would be like a bard subclass or archetype, but then again, maybe not. I think that would be hard to stat, at least in Pathfinder. I would like specifically like a painting or 2D visual art based magic system, where you could maybe like paint things into existence a la magic and magic.
Me looking at Will and Sarah.
Why?
Sarah? Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Sarah.
No, nothing. What?
What trap card did I trigger here?
Have you heard of the Pictomancer, McKenna?
I have not.
It is a new job in Final Fantasy XIV that literally you get.
No,
to...
that's not a tabletop RPG now, is it?
Actually, technically speaking. Technically speaking.
Not one that I play. So
Technically speaking, it is.
Technically. But I certainly I do like that idea.
A class in that?
Yeah.
I got
I'd
a
be
big old
curious to see
paintbrush.
how it actually works.
Very visually interesting, especially which is important for a video game.
Well, I mean, in terms of a tabletop RPG,
Mechanics.
I'm curious to see how it works mechanically, because a class like that, the way I would want it to work would have to revolve around so much like creativity.
Yes.
And like stats for different things, and it, or maybe not, or maybe it would just be like things.
Oddly enough, it works kind of like a hybrid of a wizard and a like familiar focused witch. Like you paint basically different creatures and different items into existence. They gain actions and abilities that you get to control and use.
See, that sounds more like a reflavored summoner. I don't know. I think I'd want this to be maybe even more focused on utility.
That's fair.
Like you could draw on things to patch them up, and like creative problem solving like that.
I activate my blue period ability, where I debuff the enemy.
Jesus.
I
Great.
just
Oh
make them
no!
sad.
I cursed you with depression.
Double?
Like someone cast Lexapro.
I use a 4th level spell slot, Existential Dread. But
Me.
moving on, speaking of people who are luminaries of Final Fantasy XIV, Sarah, please introduce your character, yourself, of course, and what fun, funky little subclass you would add. And I should specify, it doesn't have to be necessary to Pathfinder. And I was also going to suggest for McKenna's idea, there are tabletop RPG games that are more story-based. Like conceivably, that kind of thing almost would work more for the only one I have experience with, like Vampire the Masquerade, where things are less mechanics based and there's a lot more storytelling, and you use rolls to just justify how successful things are.
Yeah. One of my more favorite dynamic aspects games where it's very story driven. Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Margaret, Cosmic DD 746 on Twitch. Can check me out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays here at Tabletop Rules. I am playing Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist who likes to throw poison bombs everywhere. You know, just girly things. I thought about it, and there probably is something equivalency of it, but I would like kind of an archetype of a femme fatale. More or something akin to like Black Widow, that you get that perk within the Fallout series is the Black Widow, where you do exceptionally more damage against like male characters or male-based characters. But it would be like an archetype of a rogue or an assassin, except they're very charismatically outgoing and are always advantageous against male roles. I always think of this because I would love to play a character that is like Fujiko Mine from Lupin the Third, who is quite literally was built from the 70s to be the epitome of the femme fatale, who will shoot you, but like, it's nothing personal.
Nothing personal, kid.
I love Miss Andre the archetype. I think that's very fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
And moving on to the person with the most recently refreshed beverage, our dear Zosie Pose, please introduce yourself and your character and what funky little subclass you would enjoy having.
Hello, I'm Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet, and I'm playing Ophelia. She's our bard of the party. And I think it would be fun to have a shopping subclass, kind of like a retail therapy sort of a deal. The more you buy, the better you do. Not specifically using the items, but maybe having them or hoarding them, or I don't know, maybe like a Gale situation where you're like eating them.
You need certain items to continue to live. I like that. It gives it a little bit of like a double-edged knife sort of thing. Like, hey, you're more successful at buying things, but like you can't keep them. You have to actually like consume them and use them.
I want to have the things. I want to have more reason for shopping.
I always thought of it like I thought it was like the archetype of the actual shopkeeper that people meet who just got tagged along for the adventure one day. Like normally just where I just imagine a group of adventurers walk in and the shop person who has no fighting skills whatsoever, except for, maybe is able to haggle things, just immediately gets like shanghaied into this whole situation, and they're like, I don't know what to do.
Just imagine you're taking damage. Actually, do you have anything for sale? I've been trying to get rid of this stupid sword. Okay, can I buy it? And then you heal because you buy something.
Brilliant. Infinity Nikki.
And speaking of, last but not least, we have Will. Please introduce yourself, your character, and what funky little subclass you'd bring to the game.
Hello, my name is Will, also known as Tabletop Rolls on the internet. Even after getting the full 5-star outfit on this banner, I still have 100 pulls left over now.
Nice.
But tonight I'm playing Igara, Gama, and Choco, and they are a Gripply Summoner and their Eidolon friend. And if I could have any funky, fun, fresh subclass, I think there's two of them that I would want. I'm going to cheat because I do have two that I've always wanted as a subclass in the game. For this first one, Matt, please remove your headphones for a moment.
What? Secrets are so fun.
It's less secrets, and the first subclass I would want would be an arachnomancer because spiders. Ooh, spiders. And that would be the entire character. Matt, you can put your
Big
Spider-Mancer.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess that's
Arachnomancer.
no point.
But the one that I legitimately would love to have is some sort of toad sage. That is just someone who takes on different aspects of the frog, and is able to make use of them in combat. Whether that be being able to stick to your enemies with mucus, or being able to wrap them up with a extending tongue, and backflip martial art them. I have a lot of fun things. Summoning frogs to attack your enemies, stuff like that. Just give me a frog sage of some sort that uses frogs for all the things.
Based.
Yeah. Let me be Jiraiya, is what I'm saying. But
You real one.
There's a lot of things I could say about that, but I'm going to move on and just mention that I would love to have this class because I was a little disappointed to discover that there actually wasn't a version of this already existing in Pathfinder. I wanted a diplomat class, essentially. I'm not even sure how it would necessarily work and what business bonuses it would get for you, but I really wanted to play like a sort of bard that is mostly a diplomat, just really good negotiation skills and everything, and might have ability to, like, if you succeed at a certain diplomacy check under certain circumstances, you can actually get something, and you can even use diplomatic immunity or something. I don't know.
isn't that just the charisma investigator?
Maybe, but it's still.
I feel like it'd be more
Yeah.
centralized to like a political
Yeah.
situation where it has to be something that's based off of like a lore politics or lore government something.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you could combine something like that with something like the commander archetype or it wasn't was it a class in Pathfinder where like your combat turns were
Warlord?
largely about like is it Warlord?
It's Warlord.
I don't know. I feel like you could re-flavor something like that to be a little bit more less about like I'm a warlord and more about like I'm helping my friends in combat,
You could do that.
but not in a singy dancy kind of way.
Well, I almost think that, and Zoe's one made me think of this in a while too, that if you really wanted to, you could somehow work into a very, very specific and handcrafted campaign entirely non-combat classes, like a diplomat or a merchant, that really not terribly helpful in combat at all, but you balance that by having them being extremely useful in social encounters and literally have pre-existing resources to call upon when you're in towns and cities.
May I introduce you to the thaumaturge?
Whatever.
Thaumaturge.
May I introduce you to the thaumaturge if you don't take the weapon or the wand and focus entirely on the utility aspect of the class? Because
But anyway,
it could work out
thank
for
you all for your introductions, and Will, why don't you go ahead and roll that intro and we can begin the game tonight.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
I had timing tonight.
Spooky.
And welcome back, everyone. When last we left the Best and the Brightest, they were proceeding across the endless table in their quest to reunite the fragments of Corride's shadow to try and escape the endless table, get back to normal size, and finally possibly deal with this weird egg that may or may not have some part of the soul of the King of Biting Ants in it, and finally put all these bug-related problems that have plagued the Megambia since you guys started, which in game time has been years now. But an unexpected encounter popped up while you were crossing the table, and you had to assist a giant magical kitty from fighting off a walking clock thing. That it got a little dicey there for a moment, where it was using a weird ability to freeze people up by punching them and robbing them of their turns. But thanks to the power of friendship and the spell slots you found, you guys were able to defeat
And
the
this
clock
gun.
and this magic gun I found. And now the clock lies broken in so many little gears and sprockets and springs and washers and screws and I don't know, other mechanical parts. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. And the kitty just kind of flops onto the ground in that kind of exhausted thing cats do when they're tired.
Oh.
Did we
Yeah.
just
And you-
mess up someone's dissertation?
And you guys now have the opportunity, if you want, to ask the question of the cat a little bit.
You
I'll
speak
ask a
cat,
question.
Avi
I
Avi.
I do. I speak all animal actually.
I speak
Um.
common, actually.
Oh,
Ah!
well,
It's a new
Oh.
development since I acquired these whiskers.
Oh,
what other
Did you-
developments have there been since you acquired those
wait, the
whiskers?
whiskers.
Well, I
Yes.
got really big.
Has the cat
Wait,
gained
wait, wait.
class consciousness?
Hold- Let's start, because sometimes we don't. Let's start with, hi, I'm Charlotte. What's your name?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have a little trouble pronouncing this. Adayini. Adayini.
Adalani? Adalani?
I don't think there's a Y, an L in it.
Put it in
Hold on, I
chat.
will throw it in chat.
Adalani?
Adanani. Adliana.
Adanyeni.
Well, this is Avi
Hello.
Avi.
Hello, Adanyeni. I am Avi Avi. We have kind of similar names.
Very cute.
Adanyini.
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 Ada will be fine.
Wait, which chat?
Ada.
Oh,
In Roll20.
in Roll20. Sorry for
I was
those
like,
confused.
Hello?
I would've
I
put
know,
it in
I
the Twitch
switched
chat.
around.
I could,
So,
there we go.
we've heard that you've been a little bit naughty.
Mhm.
Is that true?
This actually segues into one of the answers. I didn't mean her any harm. I just wanted to see what the lioness's whiskers would look like on me, and they turned me into this lion person. At first, I was glad to be so big and powerful, but I recognize it's not something I've earned or maybe even deserve. I know I should give the whiskers back, but I can't get them off now.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
All right,
let
Gamma,
me
let's get
take a
pulling.
look. No. Let me look first to make sure they're not attached magically or something. We don't want to hurt the little guy.
I
Can
mean- I know I shouldn't keep them, even though they make me brave and strong and give me a mighty roar. If I get rid of them, I'll be a kitten again, which I think I've learned is fine enough. I think I tried to skip too many stages of my development, but I don't know how to get
yeah.
them off.
He
Can
went
I
from
tell you a
kitten to
secret?
Leonin.
Can I tell you a secret that I think a lot of people don't understand if they're not also small?
Okay.
You can be very brave and very strong and still be very small, and your size has no real bearing on that. But maybe it sounds like you've come to that conclusion a little bit on your own. I just don't want you to feel less than without the whiskers, because you don't need them to be big and strong.
I just feel this is all just gone kind of badly. I didn't really think it through, and I didn't realize the whiskers were magical as much as magical as I thought.
It happens to the best of us. There's no shame in it. At least you have learned from the mistake.
It's important to learn the lesson that you should grow as you go and not all at once. It's too dangerous.
Glances at the ruins of the clock. Yes, I think I've learned a few things today in the last few days.
Yeah, that
let me
robot was
take a
salty.
look. Let me take a look at those whiskers and see if we can't figure out how to get them off your face.
Anyone who wishes can give me either an arcana, a crafting, I don't know, depending on what, if you want to make a device to pluck whiskers out.
Oh, I will start with an Arcana check.
We have to pluck them?
Okay, that's still a 41.
Oof.
Yeah.
You,
Hi
I'm not
everybody,
gonna even
random
try and
cat
just-
fact here.
Oh,
Cats shed whiskers like they shed fur.
Oh, yeah.
It's
makes
natural.
sense.
And then you put them on
Anyway.
their heads so they can become a
And
unit.
then you stick them on their little head, so you give it back to them.
Love that.
I'm not even going to explain the chain of understanding that leads you to this conclusion, but it seems like you're in luck. To remove Issa's whiskers from Ada and return them requires either the Atone ritual or the Freedom ritual.
Oh, okay.
okay, so we
Well-
can't just rip them out.
No, they're magical.
So we're gonna do a little ritual, and we're gonna get those whiskers out of your face. But I think as long as you feel truly repentant for maybe some of the pain you have caused, poor Issa,
Does the thing where
that's a primary component of the ritual.
puts the paws over their hands and gnaws.
Aw.
You're a good boy. You're a good baby. Okay. Well,
More
Let's get
repentant than
started
Mercedes
then.
was.
All right,
Mercedes was
so,
plenty repentant. You need therapy.
Ada's like, I don't know your internal situation, but even I can tell we don't have time to
Listen,
get into that
if
right
I have
now.
to go to therapy,
Oh.
Ophelia has to go to therapy.
Yes, we can all go to therapy.
What
But for
makes
now-
you assume that I haven't already been to therapy?
That's a great point.
This has never been a
Tigra.
conversation we've had. You never asked.
I mean, have you been to therapy?
Yes.
Oh, good
Recently?
for you.
Oh, wait. Talking to Florabunda does not count.
What do you mean?
I-
She's my emotional support. Bless she.
Yeah, I'm on Ophelia's side with this one.
Florabunda to Igra.
Wait, okay, so wait.
Don't
so
try me.
if talking to our familiars counts, then Gamma counts for me.
Yes, but do you listen to Gamma?
Yes, on a regular basis.
I don't know, boss. I've got a pretty full schedule. You might have to talk to my secretary. That was a
Yes.
joke.
Very, very fitting.
Ghosted.
All right, I'm going to go and kick some clock parts.
Have fun.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yep.
Well, it's not prayer.
Yeah, we know
So
you're not.
the atonement ritual.
The atonement
Uh,
ritual.
can
That's
you-
what
can
it
you-
is.
All right, the Atone
Linda,
ritual. As a
Rusna,
reminder, the primary check is nature or religion, which we determined strength of thousands. Endures in darkness. Imagine if I named him that.
Could you
Endures
imagine?
in
That'd be
darkness
so
can be
funny.
the primary for that. But secondary needs to be nature or religion.
That's his
Wait.
new nickname.
Oh, but it has to be whichever is used for the primary check.
Oh.
Now, on the other hand, the freedom ritual is Arcana, has to be legendary.
Oh, that's right.
Secondary checks are society.
We live in a.
Only secondary check?
That's the only one for secondary for freedom.
Okay, well,
Freedom does require society.
does anyone
Some would argue
here-
that's the opposite, Will. I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily one of them, but
Lorgar is.
I'm good
can
at
I
society.
ask, Matthew, what is the DC or or the level for each of these rituals, or are they the same?
The primary check DC of either ritual is 38.
Not bad.
That's not bad at all, honestly.
No.
I mean, I'm completely useless for these rituals, just as a heads up.
But after
Still have a
10.
negative intelligence, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's okay.
It
Hugo.
should be noted also that I imagine you may want because you want to. I imagine you want to be the Arcana Legendary primary caster, McKenna.
That could work.
As
As long as
so
we have someone to do society.
Me.
Okay.
the cost
Not
of
me.
this. So the cost of this is going to be 100 gold pieces times 8, so 800 gold pieces times oh boy.
Oh boy. I don't like oh boys.
Norris McKenna.
Ooh. So how much
Hey!
gold do you guys have?
Not that much.
In like hard gold?
Yeah, let's say.
I have 34 gold pieces.
Igora is currently sitting on 5 platinum and 788 gold.
I'm 4,000 gold pieces.
900.
So enough.
So here's what it says.
Okay.
100 gold pieces times the spell's level, which is 8.
Okay,
So that's
so it's
800 gold
800.
pieces times the target's level, which is 20. So technically, based on this formula, you would need 16,000 gold pieces to cast the Freedom Ritual.
Jesus
Pathfinder's
Christ.
stupid.
So the
That-
spell is funding it.
This is a
And
stupid
what
game.
and what do we need for the other ritual?
The other ritual, the Atone Ritual, requires just 20 gold pieces times the target's level. So that's 20 times 20.
Okay, so what's stopping us from doing a tone?
I could nature secondary cast.
Yeah.
What is stopping us from doing a tone? Because Avi, you have most stuff trained, right?
Not religion, though.
Not religion.
Not religion. And
And it
how
has to
is
be
his-
expert religion.
Yeah, no. I'm
We can do endures,
trained
though.
in nature and religion, but I am not expert in either.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in religion.
I could
Yeah.
possibly come up with a workaround for the other one if we needed to, but because we have a tone right here and we can just do endures, so all right. So
Endures, once again, you are saving our bacon.
You do nature?
to be that fair, he's gonna do legendary religion because he's legendary in that, so
Mm.
Unfortunately, I don't think anyone can be a secondary caster.
Which one?
well no we
What
oh
secondary?
yeah, because give me a second here, because yeah, tone the secondary check has to be the same as the primary check.
Okay, so does endures have nature? Because is nature one of the ones that we can do it with? Or is
Oh
it
yeah, and
just
sorry, yeah.
religion?
The legendary requirement is only for freedom for the
Okay.
Arcana. So this one only requires expert.
And
So
is it
he could do expert probably.
what are the primary caster checks for the Atone Ritual, Matthew?
Nature or religion.
I have a plus 28 to nature.
Okay.
I
Is
also
it
have
expert, though?
20.
It is master.
Oh, okay,
Ah.
perfect.
Actually, then you could probably do it then because he's only Endures in Darkness is only trained in nature.
Yeah.
He's spent too much time in cities now.
Well,
my
then we need someone else to do the secondary check.
I could do secondary then.
Are you
Wow.
also expert?
We're at the same level. Well, I'm
Yeah.
master.
Okay.
Well, no, the secondaries, while it does have to be the same type, it doesn't have to be expert.
Oh, that's what I was misunderstanding, Matt.
Yeah. We don't do enough
Um,
rituals.
They're very
I wonder why.
Oh,
complicated.
we don't.
Just wait
I
till
But then
wonder
in that case, I could
just wait till
theoretically do
Orgar
this.
starts going off.
I could technically do, if it would be easier for Endures in Darkness to do a religion check than it would be for Igra to do a nature check. I might be able to back him up on religion. I am trained, so I have a plus 25.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be
Alright.
good enough.
Well, let's see. If the DC is 38 to 25, you would need to roll, what, a 13 to get a success then?
Hmm.
Get it up.
What would Endures need to roll on that religion?
A 6.
Oh,
He's got a 32 in religion.
Okay.
he's
So
very
even if I
religious.
fail
So
the
to-
check.
To Igora and Ophelia's 10s.
Well,
would
I mean, I have a 28, so to hit the DC of
38, you need a 10.
I
Yeah,
need a
10.
10.
Yeah, both of us would need 10s.
Yeah.
All right. So are we gonna do the religion one or nature?
6 and a 13 or 2 10s. What do we think, you guys?
I don't like those odds. I feel like the 6 and the 13
I'm
might
having
be
it high
good
the
odds,
odds here.
Never
because
tell
the other
me
odds
the
are just a
odds.
straight 50-50.
I mean, worst case, it's what? How much gold do we lose on a failed cast?
400.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's, yeah.
And
And
you all
what, we have
have
to
double
wait?
hero points.
We have to wait for
Okay.
another day.
Since I have 2 hero points, maybe we try the 13-6.
So that's gonna be nature then?
Religion.
Okay, religion. All right. Do the secondary casters first then. Whoever wants to roll for religion.
Okay.
The DC is 38.
No. Charlotte's just here, like petting the cat.
Net 20!
Yay!
I think that's a critical
Yay!
success for a secondary then.
God, I
Yeah.
hope so.
That's a plus
That's a
2,
plus
I think,
2.
Will.
Yep.
All right. Endures, here we go.
You only need a 6, buddy.
Oh, dang.
He only needed a 4 because I gave him a +2.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So
didn't need
with
it.
Bam.
a day-long ritual of Endures in Darkness, kind of pacing into, like, he makes a magic circle with his little footprints around the cat while you assist from the sidelines, and very slowly you see the cats sort of start to shrink and become more properly cat-like. Like they were this sort of almost like cat-like humanoid thing. But as the day goes on, and as the atone ritual works, and they are honestly atoned, actually, yeah, that's a critical success on atone. So just going to read out what critical success gets you. The creature receives absolution for its misdeeds, allowing it to regain standing with your deity. It returns to its previous alignment if its alignment was shifted, and regains any abilities it lost. Before the atonement is complete, the creature must perform a special quest or other task chosen by your deity as benefits its misdeeds. In this case, just give up the whiskers. If completed during downtime, this task should take no less than 1 month. But this is additional stuff we're not dealing with.
Yay, additional
so-
stuff we're not dealing with.
Kitty cat back to baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
All
Which
right.
would still be very
um,
large
chins,
considering our current
chins.
size. Hey, can we
So-
ride you back to like the plant?
A very
Ow.
large kitten who's clever but can no longer talk. Though you can
Well, I
talk
can
to
talk to
cats,
you.
yes. And the whiskers fall to the ground, which sort of don't actually just hit the ground and sort of like hover. They're just like, it's almost like a video game item. Like, oh, I found a pair of whiskers. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyone can pick up and carry them, but they don't have the ability to transform anyone.
Understood.
I'm just telling you this now
hold on
to
to them.
head off any sort of weird experimentation or someone trying to steal them in the middle of the night to gain like amazing cat powers.
Honey Madeline's not in this campaign. You don't need to worry about that.
I didn't say eat them.
I mean,
You
she's
had-
not
you-
picky.
You burst my bubble a little bit, but I'll go with it.
Sorry, cat spider lady.
Spider
Um,
cat. Spider,
Spider
Spider
cat.
cat.
You know, I do gotta
My
say,
cat does.
even though I'm not a big fan of spiders, I love that fuzzy yellow and blue Pokemon spider.
Oh yeah.
Joltik?
Fuzzy.
The electric one.
Joltik.
Joltik.
Joltik, yeah.
Joltik.
He's friend shaped.
They don't love Tepig.
Shaped.
Hope that goes
No.
Aw, poor Will.
Anyway.
I don't mind Tepig well, I just don't think it was the best design. But we covered that and it's on the channel probably still.
Anywho.
That was
All right.
funny.
We still have to deal with what a shadow thing, right? So we should probably
Do you
continue
guys
on
were
with
heading
that?
for the drum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Maybe
was the
let's head-
intention.
head back to Issa and the Norn and get these whiskers back ASAP because poor Issa was just so down without her whiskers. And hey,
All right.
Ed and Yanni, do you want to maybe apprentice under Issa?
That sounds interesting, but not particularly something that's covered by the AP, so I'll have to think about it. I'm going to just quickly see if there is provisions for if you bring back the whiskers right
Like
away.
the last place we need to go for a shadow was dancers. Dancers have one of the pieces of the soul.
Okay, so yeah, actually, if you guys want to go and return the whiskers, is that something you want to do? And you can, I guess, maybe take a rest if you want.
I would assume so. We were going.
Yeah. I think I may need to
Stop
take a
with that.
rest anyhow.
Boop.
I'm not super hard up on hit points, but spells, couldn't hurt.
All right. So you guys head back to the potted plant. He kind of quickly stitches the whiskers back onto Issa's face, who perks up almost immediately after that. Now that Issa has been returned to her normal self, she quickly just starts digging in the potted plant and pops out something that apparently she had hidden in the soil and gives to you guys a little gift as a thank you. A true staff storing shield. This magically reinforced wooden shield normally has a blank face, but this one has a carving of Issa's face on it.
Hmm.
It can absorb a staff and transform between a shield and a staff. When you prepare a staff, you can hold it up to the shield, at which point the items will merge, and the shield's face becomes an image corresponding to the type of magic, such as a skull for a staff of necromancy, or, a Gandalf face if you put, like, the Archmage staff on or something.
That would be very good.
A shield is never
Magus.
early.
That would be a very
Nor
good
is
for a
it late.
Magus.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a transforming item now that you have. You can combine this cool shield that has a hardness 16, HP 96, and a BT 48. What is BT?
Very Legend of
Break
Zelda.
threshold.
Breath of
Ah, okay.
Tears
yeah.
of the Kingdom.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh,
We have a couple of staffs we could give it.
Yeah.
The Staff of Impossible Visions might be good.
Do you want to hold on to it there, Ophelia? Maybe
Also-
you can use it.
Issa begins nudging you, Avi Avi.
Oh,
And it looks
hello?
like they want to see what's inside your bag.
Oh.
Oh, you're probably looking for Agate. She's sort of taking a nap.
Stoned.
Issa kind of cat smells, blips, and then wraps Agate in their tail until Agate is completely covered, and then streaks of light start coming out, and you hear a cracking sound, and the tail uncurls, and Agate leaps into your arms, fully ambulatory again. Though now their eyes have sort of a almost opalescent look to them, like their eyes are now jewels.
Ooh.
That's a little bit scary. How are you? Can you see? Are you
And
okay?
she says nothing, just purrs incessantly.
Okay. Are you mad at me? I'd understand if you were mad at me.
No, I'm not mad. It was all
I'm just
necessary.
disappointed.
It was just a lot of power to channel. Just took me a little while to get back to normal.
Jack, I've missed
But
you.
please tell me you at least wrote down what was in the message, like the whole vision thing.
I definitely did, and I definitely didn't move and leave that journal somewhere.
Boops you on the nose lightly, but
I
but yeah,
wrote it down.
you guys want to take a rest
Ah.
and then head out to the
Double
drum.
charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Let's go march to our drum.
Right. So, an enormous djembe drum looms over the table like a rounded, slanted mesa. The drum is a carved wooden drum bound with leather strips, and twine to hold the drumhead taut. The journey to the drum takes you all past books and scrolls, inkwells, huge pieces of chalk, which somehow Endures in Darkness starts sneezing walking by. You never knew he could sneeze. And a low but long slate writing tablet stretching like a stony plateau for hundreds of yards. As you approach the drum, you can actually see on its side, like sort of hanging out on it, there's like a kind of dispersed crowd of moving figures, though they all kind of look uniform in a way. And as you draw closer, they seem like they're upright shadows. And not in like the scary shadows you've seen, they just look like almost like shadow puppet kind of theater of figures, but they're all like dancing. Some are like dancing together, some are just break dancing. Oh, I'm not sure if Sarah was trying to draw our attention to something.
No, Avi, I have it right here.
Ah, the vision, yes. The vision.
I was like, flip, found it.
You also do note, and this is funny because you guys once again have avoided an entire section of this section by going after the Ant Queen first. You notice a like stage nearly complete but not complete near the base of the drum, and you're like, I wonder what's up with that. And you may never know because the ants who were building it have scattered because they don't have central leadership anymore.
Womp womp.
No more infrastructure.
Aha, tearing down the monarchy wins again.
No, they weren't monarchs, they were ants.
It looks like, if anyone wants to give me a perception check or even a crafting check to try and discern what this wooden construction might have been.
Sure.
Oh,
never mind.
Ophelia, what are us even doing here?
Ophelia, what you got?
Forget it.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
don't
it's a
need to know.
stage. It's a stage,
Well,
so...
Ophelia, you instantly clock what this is. Someone was building a private viewing box. The kind of things that Snoopy well-paying clients for concerts and plays get so they can sit and not have to deal with the plebs while they enjoy their theater.
While they heckle and laugh with their partner.
But yeah, you guys approach the drum. Yeah, you're sort of it's sort of slanted up. You guys, you know how Pride Rock kind of points up into the air, kind of that slant. You guys are at the bottom of Pride Rock, and there's just a whole kind of scattered crowd of shadowy figures dancing. It does look like there's enough. It's dense enough that it might be a little tricky getting through the crowd unless you literally want to shove your way through these dancing figures.
What if we dance through?
Funny you should say that. So, shadow crowd. The drum rises between the mesas formed from books and slates. Shadows move around the leather surface of the drum in a festive, carnival-like celebration, weaving back and forth in a spiral pattern while silently clapping and waving toward the drumhead. Seen up close, the figures are two-dimensional. They don't vanish when viewed from the side, or they do vanish when viewed from the side, like silhouettes or shadows come to life. The shadows are eerie but not hostile. But to get through them, you guys are going to have to join the dance. Passing through the dancers requires each hero to earn victory points called dance points.
The best
You
thing.
each begin with 0 dance points
Having
and
a
must
weird
accumulate 3 dance
dancing.
points to pass through the crowd. You can make acrobatics, performance, stealth checks. A success earns you 1 dance point. Critical success earns you 2. One of which, now here's the thing, you can give on a critical success 1 of your dance points to another party member by grabbing by the arm and swinging them into your dance, but you can only give them 1. You can't give them both from a critical success. So we are going to roll initiative just to help keep this sort of tracking. Let me quickly clear this.
I have a very specific song in mind that Igor is dancing to.
Oh, Ophelia, please
Oh.
roll again, and I will change your number.
What
There you go.
what song?
I will tell it when I get to my turn.
Now, here's a question. Endures in Darkness, much like myself, really not into dancing so much. So you have a choice. Do you want to leave him here at the bottom of the drum head, or do you want to try and pull him into the dance to get him through and get his help with whatever might happen on the other side of the dances?
I don't believe in forcing people to dance if they don't want to.
I have a suggestion. I'm just gonna fly over this whole thing. I'm just all arms, so I'm not a very graceful dancer. So I'm just gonna fly
Unfortunately,
over them, and maybe
people are doing acrobatic dancing up into the air, possibly almost
How
knocking
high?
you out of the air. Very
How
high.
high?
High enough to disrupt teleport.
Specifically.
They're
Reason.
dancing 1,000 feet in the air, Matthew.
They have no weight. They're shadows.
I don't care for this line of non-logic, Matthew.
Oh,
No.
you're like hitting invisible railroad tracks in the air.
Why can't they just fly over it? I took 3 ancestry feats
What
to
about-
be able to do this.
What about tunneling under them?
Yeah, into
Come
the drum,
on, why
the
can't
hollow
To
drum.
pass through the
fly.
dancers, the heroes must join their celebration and work their way to the front of the crowd.
Well, maybe that's on the AP for not describing a situation that would necessitate me to dance.
It is kind of funny that while they very specifically mention attempts to teleport past the crowd of shadows are similarly thwarted. Actually, hold on. Oh, yeah, the celebrating shadows aren't bound by gravity and sail up into the air as well, blocking even heroes who try to fly over the celebrants to reach the drumhead. They specifically say that.
Nonsense.
But they say
absolute
nothing about
nonsense.
tunneling. That's cool.
If you guys can find a way to tunnel through the, actually, that might be a little, because the drum is hollow, so even if you
Yeah.
managed to burrow through it, you'd fall into the hollow space inside the drum.
Then you
Well,
could
some
fly
people
over
would fall.
and-
Other people would fall with style.
Other people would.
Sounds like that sounds like a you problem.
No, I would just land on my head and die instantly.
I mean, couldn't you crawl along the inside of the top of the drum? Skitter,
Mhm,
skitter, skitter.
Get her.
Can I? Do I have that feat? I don't know if I have that feat.
All right, we're being railroaded. Ophelia, a dance.
All right, so you are using a performance check that is almost like a double critical, but it's still a critical success. All right, Ophelia has earned 2 dance points. You
Who
may
is
keep
our
both.
least sure-footed friend at the moment?
I should mention it's acrobatics, performance, or stealth. Let me see what
Stealth,
Endures in Darkness says for that. Not trained in acrobatics. Trained in stealth, so actually Endures could try a stealth check to just shimmy under the dancers. Though first, because we're doing this in initiative order, and I actually have to roll for Avi, please roll for your acrobatics, performance, or stealth.
33. I don't know why I'm at the top. It should be
Oh, I
Ophelia.
think I didn't press the button yet. Sorry.
Hmm.
Give me a second.
Maybe Charlotte.
Why is turn order settings was already minimized. Yeah, sorry, Ophelia.
Ophelia. That's cute.
Ophelia.
Ophelia, Charlotte.
Oh no, I went to the Ophelia song.
All right,
so-
Ophelia, you get
Oh,
2
oh,
successes unless you want to
Ophelia.
preemptively give one to
Auto
someone.
parts.
Do I have to give it to them like now?
You could just keep dancing and just keep potentially giving people dance points.
Yeah, what if I wait to give them when it's
I mean, yeah, you don't automatically exit through the dances as soon as you accumulate 3 points. You could just keep accumulating points beyond the cap and giving them out as necessary. Become the
Take
diva of the dance.
point? Okay, I will hold on to it until somebody needs
All
it.
right, Charlotte, you are up next. Acrobatics,
Um,
stealth, or performance?
I It's gonna have to be stealth. That's the only thing I got any like mastery at is just stealth my way through. I just don't I don't dance.
Oh, I know you
I know
can.
you can. Not enough.
Four
McKenna
left
and I
feet.
share a brain cell sometimes.
Listen, that song.
I'm gonna need a roll, Charlotte.
Gay anthem, let's go. Stealth. Okay.
Nice.
Oh wow, that is
I
a
didn't-
critical success.
I don't even dance. I just slip my
Well,
way. I merge back into a spider and skitter
So-
my way through.
Here's the thing. I was gonna say, you picture yourself just like ignoring you're trying to like focus, ignoring the dance, but for a moment there, like the sound of the celebration kind of dies down, and for a second you see Mercedes, a hand outstretched, asking you to dance. And that gives you the
No!
inspiration to scuttle through the stealth-wise.
And
Oy vey.
scuttle
It's-
she does.
Jeez.
It's that I'm going to pseudo dance, but I'm just going to slip through the crowd to go meet up with that person that I really want to see at the other side of the dance floor. So I'll just like pretend like all of my arms are doing this movement.
You picture Mercedes exiting the other side of the crowd, but she's left one of her shoes behind, her amethyst slippers, and you're like, oh, I have to get that to her.
No, I'm not staying in here. I'm leaving.
Igora.
So, Igara's dance. The dance of Igara.
Uh-huh.
I'm picturing the disco frog from Hoodwink.
It is only 43, which is probably a failure because I rolled a
No.
2.
That's a success.
Oh, well, it
DC's
is
not that high.
It is to a song that is called Wonderlust King. And
Okay.
it's a lot of like hopping, it's a lot of kicking, and it's like a lot of like it's like the celebrations from oh Jesus, I forgot the name of it. It's like Sprig dancing is the best way to put it.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
What?
That's it.
Um, All right. So, Igor, that is a success. So you have one success.
Woot.
Then we move on finally to Avi Avi, who has been frustrated at her inability to fly in a straight line because dancers keep getting in the way.
Well, if I can't fly in a straight line, I'll fly in a loop-de-loop.
And I do acrobatics.
Loopy
How's
loop.
a 37?
That is a success.
Oh, yeah.
Not by much, but a
Yay.
success. All right, so we're doing pretty
You
well.
didn't have to say that.
I'm just giving context. And now
Avi.
for the concerning one, Endures in Darkness, who's going to try a stealth by just mushroom hunching and
Mushroom dance. Mushroom,
Mushroom
dance.
dance.
Whatever
Whatever
could it
does it
be?
mean?
narrowly succeeds, but he gets a success as well. You guys are proving
It
yourselves
means he lived a life of sin.
experienced partygoers. We move back to the top with Ophelia.
Okie dokie. Dance, 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 dance.
34. That is another. Oh, I don't need that one open anymore. That is another. Just shy of a critical success. It's a success, though. You have technically finished everything you need to do in the dance. You could exit the dance if you want.
However, I do I do very often forget about Florabunda's +1 to my performances. So
Oh,
if a +1 is
that
what is
becomes a
necessary,
crit then.
she is always dancing and singing on the hat. I want to make her look like seed maracas.
I was just thinking that. I love the little tiny maracas.
literally thinking about the Korok Hetsu from like
Though now a decision comes to you, Ophelia. You now have an extraneous dance point. Who do you want to favor with a dance point?
We can give it to Endures. He's
That's fair.
struggling.
He only needs
So
one
is
more
Avi
success
Avi.
then. All right, we move on to Charlotte as you continue to scuttle under these dancing shadows, some of which you almost hit you with breakdancing. That is a success, but not a critical one. But that gets you to 3. You are through, and I'm going to say this: you for a second there, like, oh, I'm seeing this silly thing of Mercedes again, and then you realize she hasn't been beckoning you to dance. She's seemingly trying to like reach out to like touch you, and she actually looks more concerned than inviting, and then it fizzles away like static. And you realize this
Oh.
might have been someone trying to communicate with you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no. My this medium-sized spider is now doing that, like the legs are moving in multiple directions, like what
It also dawns on you, how long have we been on this table, and has anyone been looking for us?
A day.
You guys have taken
No.
multiple day-long rests.
Yeah.
Not day long, 8 hours, but yeah, we've been on here for what, 2 days now, I want to say.
Probably more.
Maybe a little more, but that's a thing that none of the rest of the dancers are thinking about, who are awash in music. We move on to Igara, who has currently 1 success.
Dance, 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 Frogolution. 46.
That is a critical success. Igara is now free from the dancing.
Yeah,
he
let's
is the
get,
crazy frog.
let's
Ding,
ring,
ding,
ding, ding,
ding.
ding, ding, ding. I am blue.
Ding, 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 ding.
Let's get Avi Avi off of the dance floor.
Well, no, you want to. If you keep both of them, you're done. If you give one, Avi Avi will have 2, so you'd both have 2.
I'll give Avi Avi one.
All right, so you both now have 2. Avi Avi has the potential now to escape, while you will have to go one more round unless she gets a crit and then can reciprocate.
Well, no, because
Let's
Avi can
see,
give it to
10
someone else who
or
doesn't
more.
have as good as a
10 or more.
who doesn't have as good as a
Oh, well.
modifier.
Meat to beat. Meat to beat.
Is that a 34 in
That's
total?
exactly a 35.
All right. Yeah, 35. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, Avi Avi, you now have enough as Igara like does some sort of flourish and like a couple shadow faces turn to look at you and you like take that attention and make a thing of it.
Avi Avi makes a bow and makes an exit.
You kind of flutter out, find yourself free of all the flying interference, and land on what appears to be like a medium-sized spider.
Oh, Charlotte,
doing like very like panicky skittering steps.
you're out. You're out. You're done. You're good.
Endures is going to do a
Avi
stealth.
Avi, how long have we been on this table?
Endures is now also out, which brings us Ophelia.
Oh.
Did you leave the dance? Like, were you done after you gave away that extra point?
No way.
Me and Ophelia are chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still dancing.
All right, then feel free to roll another one. You could potentially get yourself and Igora out with a check right now.
Yeah, there you go.
With Florabunda, that will be a crit success. Actually,
Double
that's
crit.
well past a crit success. Sorry. Sometimes you guys go so far past like a success, it takes me a second to realize.
Listen, I got that one. I got that one thing.
Oh no, I feel you. Like, I was playing my barbarian over the weekend, and combat,
Shark
horribly murdering people. As soon as we get to a social situation, I'm like,
Y'all. On Sunday, there was a point where they were literally fighting CR -1 farmers. And Garl literally did quadruple this poor bastard's hit points in damage.
It was kind of horrifying. These people like, yeah, I'm gonna win this tournament and get money for my family, and bitten in half by Garl.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's rough, but
that's rough, buddy.
I did almost push them off a bridge, though. So
Happens to the best of us.
I know, that wasn't me.
yeah,
You nearly pushed the poppet off the bridge.
yes, I did almost push a doll off a bridge. That would have been funny.
We had a lovely...
Garl did in that
Hilarious.
scenario fight 3 lions by themselves.
which was kind of funny. I thought I was getting back up, and the rest of the party went somewhere else. So yeah, you guys have become lords of the dance. Cha cha cha. You're all free from the dance. And all right, let's see what the
It's
block
a shame
text
that this
sees.
wasn't near any like bodies of water, Ophelia. Could have been a river dance.
All right.
I don't want to.
Atop the angled drumhead, 4 shadowy figures dance together. One is a tall, willowy figure with shadowy spikes atop their head in the shape of a crown. Another looks like Corday's shadowy silhouette. They dance with 2 lean, shadowy creatures, one male and one female. These are different from the silhouettes you've seen. They actually have possible third dimension to them. And the Corday shadow is more substantial than the shadows in the crowd. It looks almost tangible and soft like silk. They seem captivated dancing with this other crown-topped shadow.
You.
Ooh, crown topped means bad guy.
Oh, I guess it's time
I
for
have,
us
I have,
to-
I have put my glamour back on, and I am back.
If anyone
You should
wants, they can roll me a Arcana. I think Arcana for this sort of thing.
If you tell me the creature type, I can confirm.
Okay. I think that's a solid 50? 35
Nope.
plus 16?
I shall not. Oh,
Is Arcana for Fey, Will?
Fey is nature.
Oh. Well, translate that into nature then.
What if it was Arcana?
I
I still rolled a 16, but it's just not going to be a 50. It's going to be...
I'm just going to say, I'll tell you the name of these things. They are not like shadows, they are what's called Alapalo. They are
gonna be a
Fey
41.
connected with shadow.
41. Is not a 50.
They sort of just look like people, but completely devoid of any saturation. They're just completely black and white. It's like people who stepped out of a black and white film, but also they've got sort of constant shadowy smoke billowing around them. They look like normal people. They don't have fangs or horns or claws or anything. And they're all very graceful, dancing around.
Are you from the Shadow, Magambia?
The one with the crown turns, though they don't stop dancing. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the top of the dance. I am Indulgence. Would you like to partake? I have my wonderful new partner here. And they kind of reach out and little kissy on the hand of Corday's shadow, which doesn't recoil, but they don't oh my hee or anything like that. They seem fine with it, but
We're actually here to pick her up. She's having a family emergency.
What do you mean? They do sort of a spin and a release.
It's sensitive and private.
Yeah.
Make a deception check?
Do we need to do a dance off here?
I'm hoping not.
I think we could take him in a dance off.
I mean,
Okay,
just-
that's a 37.
37. Hold on a sec.
What if that was enough, huh? I rolled a 17. What if that was good enough?
Perception. What is their perception? They kind of give you a look up and down, and they kind of look at Corday's shadow now with a little more kind of discerning look. Do you know each other? Asking you very specifically.
Oh, yeah, we're coworkers.
Wow, this lovely silken maiden has been very tight-lipped about herself. Can you tell me anything about her?
No.
Well, I mean, if she's not
Avi.
given that information herself, I would not want to provide more information than what she's
Yeah.
comfortable giving. Um,
Hmm.
and also I wouldn't want to ruin the air of mystery. That's half the fun, no?
Hmm.
Sorry.
And the dancing seems to slow for a little bit, and Indulgence really now starts to look at Coriday's shadow with a very discerning look. Um, the other two dancers, the other Atapoles, seem to be a little tenser now in their dancing, a little more stiff movements, a little more almost kind of military steps. And Indulgence kind of like suddenly kind of gets a look in their eyes narrow. Oh, I see now. I see now. You preyed upon, like, not even speaking to you guys now, speaking to the shadow. You preyed upon my good nature, you discarded half shred of a shadow.
what in the
I
red
shall suffer
pill?
no more of this disgrace. And
Typical. Typical.
they turn upon you all, and
Dude, I'm not healthy, and I know that's unhealthy. Come on, man.
all right, hold on, let me clear the initiative. Everybody, roll initiative. I'm gonna move us to the map.
Oh boy. Well, we need to be moved to the map before we roll initiative, I think.
Yeah.
You
Oh
might be
no,
right.
are we in the Protea Pavilion again?
No, you should be on the drum.
I'm on
I-
it.
I should mention that Corday's shadow is essentially right in this one kind of missing spot.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh. They've got the weird face. I don't like their face.
That's rude.
I don't like their face.
Here.
They seem to really be enjoying themselves.
Aw, they don't look that creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Allowed to smile.
Okay. Farther away, they look creepier. Up close, they don't.
Yeah, from farther away, it almost looks like they might have like a horrible grimace, but on closer inspection, no, they look normal.
Up closer, it's better. That the smaller image looks a little kind of funky, but okay.
If there's one
Forgiven.
thing I've learned on making graphics for things on the internet, it can be sometimes hard to balance how things look from a distance and how they look close up.
Hmm.
That's art, baby.
That's the medium. Oh, good. They actually put Indulgence here differently. All right, I think that is everyone. So I'm going to now put everyone in the proper order. All right, Ophelia, you were up first, and then Indulgence will go. And then Aviani.
I mean, if that's the kind of dancing you want to do, we can do that sort of
Oh, it's a
dance.
dance-off.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I
I'm
worry you. My steps are aggressive.
Why wouldn't they be indulgent?
They're indulgent for me.
Isn't that just masturbatory?
I
You say that's like it's a bad thing.
I mean, you're the one doing it in public, bro.
Life
will get
is
any
to
sort
be
of
enjoyed.
pleasure out of this.
Napping doesn't make it poetry.
Oh,
Agree to disagree.
that's why I'm doing bad in my rain scribe courses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next. We're gonna put a little bit of a damper on the party. Ophelia is gonna start crying.
Oh no!
I think that, by the way, I think that was a critical success for the performance.
Oh, so plus
Oh god!
the three of them, please make me 42 saves.
42 saves?
42.
Yeah, 42 saves.
Ophelia just
42.
42 mood.
Is there a
Jesus, and
term
we're-
for...
We
I know
all
stereo...
start panicking.
Dude, you
I
made
just
our
like to say
bard
that Ophelia's
cry.
wail comes out in the treble.
No, I would say.
It's like layered.
The treble with
Oh.
trebles.
Listen, if I'm not the one making the music, I don't want to have to listen to this.
All right, we're going to roll red, blue, and green, and that was a fort save. Red, blue, green. So they all fail, and blue, which is not indulgence, critically fails.
40, 80, and 40. for the ones that just regular failed, let me roll the d4. They
Yeah.
are green 3.
Oh,
And for the crit fail, drained 4.
All right.
Sorry.
so 3 times CR and 4 times CR hit point loss.
CR is 17, so 3 times CR is 51.
Nice.
Okay, so 91 damage to the 2.
All right, so because blue critically failed, it takes double the damage, so that's 80. Because
148.
and 4 times CR.
Yep.
Oof. That's a significant sadness. And they look more insulted than anything. Like, you are harshing the vibe intentionally.
You're
Well,
ruining the
it's too bad
vibe.
that you
You
didn't
threw off a groove.
vibe to begin with. A party.
All right, we move on to Indulgence. It's going to double check Indulgence's behavior in this fight. All right, Indulgence is going to not take this challenge lying down, and they
Well, he is standing up right now, so yeah.
yeah. They are going to try and use on. I have to check the range on this. How far away is Ophelia? All right, they're going to have to take a step. And then Enticing Invitation. I'm going to need a will save from Ophelia.
Ophelia, do you have counter charm?
I have counter spell.
Oh. No, if you had counter charm, you'd be able to outperform this,
Oh.
but
And 39. That is a success.
That's going to be a
So-
critical success because when Ophelia makes a success, a will save, it is a critical success.
You are unaffected and cannot be affected by this for 24 hours. So, an
Wow.
eternity.
Was that
Um,
supposed to be some sort of something?
Because it fails, I'm going to say they try to do some sort of weird 70s man in flared pants, slightly open v-neck shirt, hip thrusting kind of thing, and it just falls
Ew.
entirely flat, and you're just like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely misread his audience.
Just blinks.
Roll to not throw up a little bit.
Yeah.
Avi,
Late.
weird things
Too
are
late.
happening. Ophelia's just crying in a certain direction. This guy's like moving forward using the power of hip thrusts.
Gyrating.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Did we get knocked out at some point in time? Is this a dream?
No,
What is
no.
happening?
I wish
it's
I was
not.
gonna be knocked out right now. So I wish I
Right?
did that.
I would have to be
What's
privy
the-
to that image. Ew.
What's the meme? Mercedes just puts a hand on Charlotte's shoulder. I think we're gonna have to kill this guy.
Darn.
Well, I'm going to cast Phantasmagoria on all
Well-
3 of them.
Yep.
But again,
Say the
we
thing.
have 42.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
No.
Thank you.
It was for me. I apologize.
I always think of
Oh, that's a
Fantasia,
lot of
I am-
honestly.
ones.
On a side note, I am going to probably jump into Genshin for a bit.
Lantern, right? Free character.
The Hu Tao cosplayer made a good argument as to why Genshin is fun right now. I'm like, okay, I'll go check it out maybe.
Anyway, so that's gonna be a will save for all of them, yes?
Yes, and again,
Alright.
that DC should be 42.
I'm gonna do the same order as before. Red, blue, green.
All fail.
Uh,
So they all
yes, but
take,
none of them critically fail.
no. They'll take 40. Is there any bonus for
Yes,
Bartok?
plus 3 right now, so that's going to be a 42.
Nice. 52.
52. Thank you, yes.
I
Each
need
take 52 mental damage and are confused until the start of my next turn.
Fuck
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Well, Ophelia, how do you
Alright.
feel about giving me this one back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we move to my favorite thing during combat, second only to McKenna's gigantic must do many, many math things, where I now have
I
to
didn't
determine
feel
random
like it.
actions.
Well, it's not random. They attack the closest thing using melee attacks or spell abilities if they have them.
Random dancing.
The targets are determined randomly by the GM.
Yes, but if they have to move, they only have one available target to them currently for an attack, which is red,
Random?
unless they have a reach.
It doesn't say anything about the closest, Will.
Dancing.
It just says you use all your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips, though the GM can have you use other actions to facilitate attacks such as draw a weapon, blah, blah, blah.
So you use all your
Attack who
actions
you
to
want.
strike.
Yeah, it's
So you use all your actions to strike. You have
you attack wildly.
Yes, so red
So-
only has one target that they can attack wildly right now, unless they have a reach.
Well, they have lots of range stuff. They could
Oh.
attack the people in the back. It's random.
Fair enough.
Oh, also, can I move? I'm gonna move. Just.
Oh yeah,
over
you
here.
have an action. You can move.
I do.
I don't
Thank
know if
you.
they could attack us in the back. We are facing them.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to go for the person in the back, but I'm going to maybe determine one of 3 targets for them. They do have a very specific pattern they're supposed to fall on this, so they may use a very specific ability. So I'm going to determine. So I'm going to roll a D3.
You need to
On a 1,
do,
it's blue.
Matt.
On a 2, it's green. On a 3, it's gamma, because he's the biggest, closest other target.
I was internally laughing with
we'll
you.
remember
so
this.
Don't worry.
I'm following the rules. Will.
I got the joke. I'm just very sleepy, so I went, ha! It's in the back.
All right. And don't worry, this is just an interesting
There's
thing.
no reason to use confusion then.
Why? Because it's not
No
broken.
reason for confusion
Yes.
in this place.
Oh, actually, they can only use this to an adjacent one, and okay, yeah. So this one, because of the specifics of the spell, he will use this on blue, which just
Makes
makes
sense.
him less movable. So minus 20. Oh, this one doesn't even get a save. That's quite something. And then they're going to make one swipe at their fellow blue with their claws, because moving doesn't make a lot of sense. They're critically going to miss. They're very confused. Igra, you're up.
So we skipped my battle cry. So I'm going to be battle crying Indulgence.
Okay.
Natural 20. So
Nice.
what is their CR?
17.
All right. So because they are a lower CR than me, they need to make a fortitude save. They have a -4
All right. What's
to
the
it.
DC?
Checking into the will DC of the living creature. I've done that. Fortitude save against my intimidation DC. So the intimidation DC is 42. So I need to make a DC 42 fortitude save.
Okay.
Damn it. Not quite a crit fail, unfortunately.
I'm hoping for you, Will, because that almost never works, and I want it to work one day.
So they're frightened 1.
Yes.
Let me just read something here, because sometimes attempt intimidation check a creature within 30 feet of you. But here it doesn't hear. Critical success. The target must attempt a fortitude save against your
I think it's frightened
intimidation
too.
DC. On a failure, it dies. On
Oh.
any other result, it becomes frightened 2 and is fleeing 1 for 1 round. The critical failure effect has the death trait, so it's dead.
Okay.
Nice.
Like this.
I just killed Indulgence.
Yes.
Yay!
It's like, oh
Yeah.
wait,
Finally worked.
no, Matt controls that on a critical I fucking can't read. I'm sorry. On a
Yeah, I
critical
was about
failure,
to
it
say.
dies.
I was looking at that. I go, that's
I'm
a
so
critical.
fucking illiterate. I'm sorry, Matt.
Well, no, I thought so too.
It dies on any other result. It becomes frightened 2 and fleeing 1 for 1 round. So it's frightened 2 and fleeing run.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. So it has to spend its turn running away. So that is technically a free thing that happened at my initiative. And then Gama and I are going to act together. I'm going to do a 2-action with Igora since we rested to haste the entire party. And then Gama is going to get a stride. Doop. And that costs us 2 actions. We'll get up to there. And then Gama is going to attack the Biggin with our last
Damn it,
action.
Gamma.
What is happening on the screen right now?
Me measuring. Damn it, Gamma.
So that will be a 40, whatever Blard Songs plus is
3.
43,
So 43.
against their AC.
That will hit, but not crit.
Okay, are they a construct? No, they're a face. So that'll be 26 sonic damage. One day.
They have some very weird immunities, and none of them are sonic. So
Good.
Oh.
Charlotte, we move to you.
Oh.
If you need to get Gamma in the thing, Charlotte, get Gamma in the thing.
No, that's not it. I'm trying, like, immunities, I'm very. Unfortunately, I need to know what they're immune to actually pinpoint it. Per the exploitative bomb trait, which alchemists get. I think I'm going to start my first action. No, that's just me measuring, sorry. I start my first action by crafting a bomb. I'm going to utilize my true debilitating bomb feature, so I'm going to add a status effect of enfeebled 2. And then I'm going to, on my second action, yeet it at Indulgence with the intention to directionally send it to splash damage to the other 2. And it's going to be acid, because I don't trust myself. Why was that such a low flippin' roll? Come on, game.
It still hits,
Yeah.
even
was a
without
1
the
plus.
+3 from Bard Song. So it totally hits. Which one specifically were you aiming at? Blue?
Green. With the intention per my cone
Right,
that
yes.
splash would handle the other 2.
That would totally
so-
work. So that's going to be with Bard Song 9 initial damage and then 10 splash.
Splash damage, plus the persistent
Yep.
acid damage on Indulgence. I would like him to also roll a Fortitude save.
I can totally do that.
Okay,
33.
he saves.
In this
So he's
instance,
fine.
he is both a lover and a fighter.
Okay, so he doesn't have an enfeebled effect, but he does still get his
Still taking significant amount of
it's-
damage already.
persistent acid damage. And
He's going to be fleeing confused next turn, so he's not having a good day.
and for my third, I'm going to craft again. And that ends my turn.
All right. This next one is going to be simple. They are going to stomp on Red Shadow and going to try and do a Shadow Strike. They crit,
Whoa.
which is pretty funny. They're doing the most aggressive dance battling you've ever seen.
Oh, it is West Side Story up in this bitch.
So that's going to be 50 slashing damage to his
Ugh.
dancing partner over there.
Damn.
though their confusion will end at the Ophelia's next turn. Endures is a little confused what's going on over there. Like, are they fighting themselves? What's happening? He is going to move over here next to Gamma. He wants to try and do, and I believe I finally went in and fixed this. Where is it? Electric Arc.
You
Yes,
did?
finally. I specifically had a to-do list thing where fix Lorgar and Endures in Darkness's cantrips. So that's going to be reflex on blue and red. Success. Oh, now they're succeeding when I'm rolling against it. That's funny. So they're going to take half of 34, which is 17.
You're negating yourself, Matt. Stop that.
Story of my life. We are all our own worst enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Except that giant monster out there. That's probably my worst enemy. That's Endures in Darkness turn. Ophelia, you're up.
All right, we're gonna keep Bard Song up, and then we are going to pop a 30-foot burst on him.
Ooh.
Um,
I'm assuming you're placing it like somewhere way over here, so the
Yes.
farthest edge of the 30-foot burst just catches Indulgence and doesn't catch Gamma.
please to make me will saves, please.
Can do.
Hee.
I'm just gonna start
Keeping
in
in
the same
mind,
order.
Indulgence will have a -2 to their will save because they're frightened.
So this is red, this is blue, and this will be -2. That rhymes. So this is only a 42.
Hey, failed.
So the only one that succeeded was red. So that's 34 damage again. So that's going to be half. So 17 for red, but everyone else is going to take the full. Blue is looking pretty hurt,
Great.
though no longer confused, I think. Yeah, they're all under triple digits now, which is impressive considering they all started above 300. That drained at the start of combat really helped.
Yeah.
Avi.
Sweet. Second verse, same as the first. We're gonna hit him with Phantasmagoria. That's better damage. There we go.
All right, that's going to be another 3 wills. 1.
Keeping in mind, because of the
two,
frightened, Apollo has a -2.
Okay.
He failed before even the -2. The first two succeed. This Indulgence fails. Ooh, that's a nice roll. Yeah, 64 damage.
Yeah, but they still can't use reactions until the start of their next turn, even on a success.
What's half of 64? 37.
32.
No.
His half is 64, and then Bard Song 37. Yeah. Ignore me.
No worries. It's can be tricky math sometimes. And then
All math
Indulgence
is
takes the
tricky
full
math for
6.
Oh,
me.
no, I just completely forgot about Bard Song for a second. Is what happened, to be honest.
No worries. That's what I'm here for.
How could you?
All right, Avi, you have 1 action remaining.
Yeah, you know what? With my last action, I have another spell that might be good to throw at them, Desiccate. But I need to know if they would suffer from being drained of all water, if that would affect them at all. They're sort of incorporeal, but they're not like earth elemental.
Here's the thing. They look kind of, fey and ethereal, but they might have physical bodies. It's hard to tell. You don't really know.
So can I maybe roll an Arcana check to see?
Well, yes, you can certainly roll a knowledge check this turn. Obviously, you wouldn't have any actions to act upon it this turn.
Exactly. Well, 7's not great, but it's still with a plus 34, so it's going to be a 41.
41. You don't think that would potentially work? It might be worth a try. They do have the shadow tag, but they don't have any immunities to that. I'll just tell you this now.
Right.
Their immunities are darkness, light, and shadow. Two of
Okay.
those seem tad redundant, but it's
So
important
then
distinction.
theoretically this should work. It's not like they're a fire elemental or like
No. They are
Okay.
not made of a element. They possibly have organs that have moisture in them.
Sweet.
Hmm.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right, we move on to Red, who is no longer confused because I think it was just confused until Ophelia's
Yeah,
next
until the end
turn,
of
which
my
has
turn, yeah.
passed. So they look very
Which one-
betrayed at Blue dramatically.
Which
Um,
one is still confused? Because one of them
no one is
failed.
technically confused anymore, but for their next turn, Indulgence is going
so-
to be running.
The last one failed. So they are confused again.
Also,
Oh.
Indulgence isn't on the
Oh,
initiative
sorry.
tracker.
I thought you were talking about the first confused. No,
Also,
yes.
Indulgence isn't on the initiative tracker.
Oh, yeah, because they got
Because they
deleted.
got deleted because I'm an idiot. They were technically after Ophelia.
Yeah, so we'll just say they ran all the way over here and ran in
Triggered.
place because they can't move off the map.
But they did trigger AO by
Yeah.
running.
Yes.
And also, I need a save for the
That's fine.
poison.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
don't
still
worry
don't
about-
know which one of them is confused.
The one that ran away.
Green.
Okay, thank you.
Green.
And yes, persistent damage. I'm gonna roll the flat 20. Or they do not, so I'm gonna need that persistent damage again.
Okie dokie. That's gonna be as I go back up. Hold on. 3d6 persistent. I don't actually have that. I didn't do it. Here we go. There you go. There's that damage.
All right.
9.
They're looking pretty hurt.
9.
All right, moving back to Red. They're gonna run up and because they're a little cowardly, they're not gonna attack the giant, scary-looking frog, and they're gonna attack the little mushroom guy. And they're gonna try and like break dance, spin, and kick him and slash him in the face with sharp, pointy fey shoes. They're gonna make 2 slashes.
20 face shoes.
That probably won't hit Endures, but I'll double check. No, that definitely hits Endures, but it doesn't crit. I was way overestimating his AC. And second one. Yes, both of those will hit. So Endures will take a total of 56 slashing damage. So, carving up an onion or a mushroom for dinner.
Oh no!
Igra, you hear some
Hello.
wet slicing sounds on the other side of Gamma.
Alright, so action number 1, Gamma is going to strike Red. 39, 30, 40, 41, 42 to hit Red.
42 to hit Red?
Yep.
That will hit.
28 points of psionic damage.
Oh, he's looking pretty hurt.
Boom. Another attack on Red. This time with a froggy kick. So that will only be 39 to hit Red. That will probably miss.
Yeah.
Third attack on Red. And fourth attack on Red. A 40 on Red becomes a 43, which will be 25 more damage.
That will be enough to poof them into weird shadowy smoke.
Perfect.
They go
That
off back to the
is-
Fey Realm to complain about something.
That is Igra's turn.
Charlotte.
Okay.
Things are looking up for you guys. Both of your opponents are looking very hurt, and one was scampering away, though they were like the slide step you do when you're sort of dancing and you need to get a distance across the dance floor.
Yeah, I
Tango stepping, but
sure
without a partner.
yeah, I sure as heck know what that's called. Yeah, let's throw out for the blue. Get some persistence on him. So I'm gonna craft a quick acid flask for some relatively simplistic damage. That's not gonna work because I
That
rolled a
will-
4. I'm going to hero point that.
Well,
Yes,
keeping
that
in
was a-
mind, it will still take the splash damage unless it's a crit failure.
Was that a crit failure?
No.
So it'll still take the 10 acid damage.
Well, we're 5 minutes, so I'm gonna use my hero point anyway.
That's
Fair
fair.
enough.
Might as well. Much better.
Much better. And that will be enough, even before I apply
Nice.
Bard Song. They take the bottle doesn't even break, doesn't explode. You just hit them with the sealed bottle, and that's enough to send them off. And they go, "Everyone's a critic." Yeah. You have
And
2
then
actions remaining. Or
I actually only have one. But I will I'll
Mhm.
throw out another secondary bomb. We'll see. This one probably won't. No.
well, you might also be a little. Yeah, this one you're a little out of range.
Whee! Pshing. I was like, I tried.
All right.
His sidestep is too quick for me.
Hey, you were close.
Endures is just going to move here and just try and finish this with a. He's going to gather up some gravel that, I don't know, has been sitting on
Hit him with the rocks.
That's going to try and do. Stone Lance. Oh, yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
And he gathers up some grit that had collected on the drum somehow. They start spinning in the air until it become just like a drill made of sand, and he just launches it at this and finishes him off. You all weren't cool enough for me anyway.
Die.
Shame. Anyway.
man.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You gain some tombstones or whatever they're called.
Tombstones.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
All right, so Coraday's shadow handles Indulgence's rejection with grim resignation. She accompanies you guys back to the cottage, or if you want, will make her way on there on her own.
Don't worry, Corey.
Yeah, we'll probably go back
You'll
to the
find somebody.
cottage. I don't know where else we have to go after this. That was sort
There
of the
is-
last.
The
Poison
acid
swamp.
lake,
The acid
Oh,
lake,
that's
the
right.
acid lakeshore.
which gave the acid queen a bad vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that.
It does have a nearby mushroom forest, so who knows? Maybe Endures can do something. But
I
find
do
out-
believe it gave Endures the ick as well. So
but I should say, though there's potentially a couple encounters involved with this location. This is possibly the last of these little quests you have to go on, and
Ooh, boy.
assuming nothing goes wrong with stitching the shadow back together, maximum 2 weeks, you guys might be off the endless table and into the final chapter of the Strength of Thousands.
Isn't that wild, y'all? Thank you all
That's
so much.
crazy.
Y'all rock, chat. We love you.
Rock. Rock.
Will we be the first streamed game to finish this AP? Join us and find out.
Will we be? Has anyone else streamed the whole thing?
Not yet.
Wow. You heard it here first.
I'll make a little achievement graphic for us.
Aw.
Ta-da!
Tally-o.
Be sure to tune in next week, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Have a good night, everyone.
Let's see who else is online.
Bye-bye.
As I like to say on my streams,
That's what I'm
may all
going
your
to
hits
check.
be crits and all